Feel what it's like to tiptoe across swaying aluminum ladders and weave your way through the deadliest maze on Earth as you climb to the vertical limits of what is humanly possible with explorer Alex Harz on a one-of-a-kind, real-life virtual reality quest.
All right, yeah, new at 8. So this is a closer look at the Quest documentary series. It takes you on a tour of Mount Everest, including a virtual reality version. First time I've ever seen anything like this. And so I do some work with Everest, and I remember Alex Harz. Great to see you, man.
Great to see you.
When you summited, I remember that day, that special day back in May, and you took along a lot of equipment to document this whole thing. And now it's time to premiere, right?
Absolutely. The time has finally come. So we went there, we shot 63 hours of content, and we shot it in 2D and in virtual reality, as you mentioned. But now the documentary, The Quest Nepal, a 72-minute documentary, is releasing today as we speak.
And this thing has gotten notice, right? You've got some awards already.
Yeah, you know, we're humbly honored to have received already 12 Film Festival awards. And so we'll see how many more we continue to hopefully bring in. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that we finally get to share this experience with the world because of the cultural aspects too, not just the climbing of Mount Everest, but the Quest Nepal is really about the country, about the people, about the culture.
That's what I noticed when I watched it. And you're seeing some of the VR stuff here. When I watched it, I noticed right away, I've seen so many of these, right? The sound quality of this, the interviews, the actual quality of the video is definitely a step above. I noticed you watch it and you feel like, wow, I'm getting the experience.
Right, and that's the bigger picture. We thought that, okay, you could see stuff about Everest, but what about the backstory? You know, what is it about the Kumu Valley and the Sherpa people and what the mountain means to the country and what the country means to the mountain? And also the cultural stuff, you know, about the Hinduism and the Buddhism and the communist rule of Nepal and all these things that you normally never get to see in the West. So we figured we wanted to kind of give you the deeper story about what Nepal is all about and how that relates to Mount Everest.
I love that because obviously the Sherpa, huge reason that this is what it is on Mount Everest. And I remember on that day who'd you go up with? Mike Hamill? Who was that group?
Ryan Waters.
Ryan Waters,
Yep.
Mountain Professionals.
That's correct.
So when you guys went up that day, just take me back to that feeling that you had when you thought, okay, the window's going to work. We're going to do this.
Yeah, you know, at first I questioned Ryan a little bit, but I promised him I wouldn't question his decisions.
Sure.
But when we got out of the tents to head up for the summit around midnight, the wind was just blowing really, really strong up at South Col or at Camp 4 at 26,000 feet. And I said, okay, Ryan, heads down, let's do this. And then Ryan and I climbed out through the whole night by ourselves up this area called, you know, the triangular face up to the balcony. And then I climbed the rest of the way to the summit with my buddy Tashi. And we had the whole upper mountain to ourselves and 45 minutes on the summit to ourselves. And so, of course, needless to say, that was a life-changing experience. And I was very humbly honored to have done so. And one of the first things I did when I got up there is I paid my respects to the mountain. Because the Sherpa themselves, they think Mount Everest is the embodiment of the goddess mother of the world. They call it Chomolungma. So, of course, out of respect and for Chomolungma allowing us to go up there, I had to make sure to pay some respect to Chomolungma. And the rest of the time, I was just absolutely blown away by the view from 29,032 feet.
And this is fantastic stuff. This is why I like this. You get the really well-rounded view of Everest and everything else that comes along with it. So go to the website, right? You can figure out a lot there.
Absolutely. If you want to know more about the Quest Nepal documentary or you want to find out where you can watch it, just go to thequestnepal.com.
Thanks, Alex. Great to see you today.
Great to see you
And
too,
thanks for bringing us this material.
That was awesome.
We love doing this stuff one day, man.
One day, Tomer, you take Tomer up there one day, will you?
I know.
That guy deserves to go.
One day. That's
Back
awesome.
here at a little bit of a lower altitude.